Hey, everybody. Oh my gosh. I am so excited about tonight's live. Let me know in the comment section where you're from. I'm seeing so many different places, which is absolutely amazing. And also, I love to know what the weather is. So I'm in North Carolina, if you don't know. And actually, right now, it's been pretty warm today, maybe like 70 degrees. It was a little overcast, but it was really nice. Oh, I've got somebody from Cary, North Carolina, so that's not too far away. We've got Fort Worth, Texas. Oh, that's where my mom's whole family is from, Fort Worth, near TCU. Northern Ireland, that is amazing. I did my ancestry DNA a couple years ago, and I found out that I'm pretty Irish. My mom is very, very, very Irish. She's like 90% Irish. Um, Oh, wonderful. Ohio, Montreal. Wow. So many places from all over the place. That is so amazing. Australia, Las Vegas, Colorado, the Netherlands. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Cyprus, Texas, Iraq. What? No, that can't be. That is amazing. Pennsylvania, Michigan, Chicago, Ontario, Montana, Phoenix. Wow, people from all over. That is so incredible. Virginia, Arizona, New Jersey, Serbia, no way. Somerville, South Carolina. Wow. So that is amazing. So I would also love to know, what are you working on right now? So I have been crocheting non-stop the last week or so. I'll show you what I've been working on. I've been doing the tutorial for Felicity Fox. I have, let's see, how many foxes do I have here now? Let's see, another one that doesn't have any clothes yet. So I have been crocheting and crocheting and crocheting. And then I'm also working on a Christmas blanket. I'll show you guys. It's my favorite. It's a rectangle granny. Oh, I'm having so much fun with it. I could make a rectangle granny for the rest of my life. I could not make any other projects and I would be content. I absolutely love that. So I'm seeing flower granny squares, dishcloth, and holiday banners. Oh my goodness. Oogie Boogie, Christmas ornaments, Frosty Pines mosaic throw from Bella Coco. Ooh, a Christmas table runner. Somebody's working on eating a bagel. I love that. A flower keychain, oh, little Barbie clothes for her daughter, and a little Afghan blanket for Christmas. So cute. So cute. A hexagon blanket. Oh, that's wonderful. So many amazing projects. I'm in a real crochet mood lately. I think over the summer, I was I don't know. I just kind of lost my crojo a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it was just the weather, but now that it's really fall and we're almost getting towards winter, all I want to do is crochet. I am really, really having fun with it. Oh, somebody's making a cardigan. Oh, I forgot. I can add comments to the screen, which is so fun. But you guys aren't here for me today. You guys are here for Nana's Crafty Home, and I am so excited for you guys to get to know Tonya. You're just going to love her. If you don't know Tonya, you're going to know Tonya by the end of this, and you are just going to love everything about her. So Tonya Bush is from Nana's Crafty Home, and I will have to ask her how many patterns she's published, but it's a lot. It is a lot. She's got wearables. She has home decor. She's got blankets. She has accessories. She has so many beautiful projects. We'll talk about them. One of her blankets is one of my favorites. It is absolutely stunning. And I believe she's in Kansas. I'm pretty sure. That's not where she's originally from, but she's just a family lady. She loves her family with all of her heart. I love the name Nana's Crafty Home. So let's bring Tonya on. Woohoo! Hey, Tonya.
Hi, everybody.
Yay!
I'm so excited to be here.
We're so excited to have you. So you are in Kansas.
I am. We actually moved here when I was a teenager. I'm
Okay.
originally from Michigan, so
Okay.
I grew up just outside of Traverse City, which is very touristy, just off Lake Michigan. It's
Okay.
gorgeous up there,
Yeah.
but I've lived here since the late '80s. So
Oh, okay.
I'm a Kansas girl now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Aw. And, what's the weather like?
So we have had the best fall that I think I can ever remember. And today is the first day that we've had rain for a while. So
Okay.
it's kind of dreary, but we
Mhm.
needed the moisture. And I'm
Yeah.
glad it's not coming in the form of ice or snow.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So it's like mid 40s here, but we've
Oh,
had, oh my goodness, it's been like in the 60s and the
yeah.
70s. It's been spectacular.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. We've had a really nice fall. We got some pretty cold weather, which is sort of unusual for us to get as cold as it was. I mean, we've had some frosts already, which that's pretty early for us.
Wow.
But then
Yeah.
it's warmed up now, and then it's going to get colder next week. But it has been really, really pretty here. I mean, you just cannot beat North Carolina for the fall. The foliage is just, oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. But it's been dry. So we got some rain today, and I'm so happy. Okay. So what are you working on? You have any good projects you're working on right now?
Well, it's like I don't even know what I'm working on because I'm working on so many different things all at the same time that I'm like I feel
You
this
bounce around. Yeah.
bouncing,
Yeah.
I just released new pattern yesterday. I'm gonna show it here.
Oh,
My little Christmas lights
so cute.
band. And
Is it a
people
headband?
really seem to like
Is that a
it.
headband?
It is a
Oh,
headband,
so
and
cute.
I had so much fun making this, and um, it was actually someone that suggested it because
Oh,
I had released the pumpkin patch, stitch with my headband, and someone's like, "Hey, that'd be so cool, like Christmas lights." I'm like,
what
"What?
a good idea.
Yes!"
Yeah.
But
Aw.
now someone's had the idea that I should crochet fairy lights into it.
Oh, oh my goodness. How fun would that
So
be?
now I'm like, "Should I do that?"
Oh, yes. That would
So
be so fun.
and I've made it feels like 5,000 stockings because I just released that tutorial on my basic classic Christmas
Oh,
stocking,
wow.
and
Yeah.
I did the appliques to go on them,
Yeah.
and so I'm like, I could do that thing in my sleep.
Yeah. Right.
Like, so
Yeah. Yeah. When you make it over and over and over, it's
it's
like
like I don't even need to think about it. It's just woo.
Oh,
So
so
I'm
you're a
doing
multiple whip gal.
Oh, yeah, it kind of feels like, I'm going a little bit crazy with all the stuff going on. Trying to get released 2 patterns next week and an ornament pattern that I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a video for it yet, so it's kind of in that no man's land of it's ready to go, but if I
Yeah.
do a video, I need to get cracking.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, video tutorials take so much longer than you think they're going to.
Oh, every time I plan time for it, it's like, just double it because
Double it.
it's gonna take that much time to
It's
do
going
it.
to take
It
so
really
much
is. So
time.
yeah, lots of stuff going on over
Yeah.
here.
Okay. So we're gonna get to know you a little bit better with our would you rather. And I feel like we learn a
That's
yeah.
so fun. I love that.
We learn so much about people. Okay. Would you rather, and obviously, please play along in the chat. We want to know what your answers are as well. I think that there's a way. I wish I was more sophisticated with this because I think you could do a poll in here, but I have no idea how to do things. I don't know how to do anything. Maybe one of these days I'll figure that out because that would be so fun to do a poll. Okay. So, Tonya, would
Mhm.
you rather join 120 granny squares or weave in 220 ends?
Okay, so here's the question. Are all the ends on the granny squares already woven in? Because if I have to do the ends after the granny squares, probably the ends.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do it at the end. It's all at the end.
Yeah, so probably weaving ends.
Really? You'd rather
Well,
do that than join the
I
granny
the
squares.
joining thing, okay, so It depends on if I've been really good about weaving in ends. If
Okay.
I've done all the weaving in the ends of the squares,
Yeah.
totally about the joining,
Yeah.
but if it's not, then
Yeah. If you yeah. If you gotta do them both, oy, oy, oy.
oh man, that thing will
Yeah.
sit in my basket for a long time.
Yeah. Now, are you a weave in your ends as you go? Are you pretty good about that or
It depends.
okay.
So if I'm doing something where there's a lot of ends and I know it's going to be horrific when I'm finished, I will make myself do it, but I'm generally not the best about doing it in the
Really?
project.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a get her done right when I do it. I've only done it a couple of times where I've waited and I'm always like, "Ugh, why did I do that?"
There's been a couple of times though where I've regretted it.
That
So
is true. That
I've
is
done it
true.
and then I'm like, I don't like that.
Uh-huh.
And so then I try to rip out and it's like, what?
Yeah. That is true. If you're not 100% sure that you like how it's going, you better not weaving it in because that is
Mm,
not fun.
no,
Then you have to cut it out and you've got oh man, there
it's a
is nothing.
nightmare.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
nightmare.
I'm looking at what other people have said. Joining. Some people are saying weaving in ends, joining. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually thinking that more people like weaving in the ends than joining the squares.
See, that's wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, good for you. I mean, it would be very like relaxing if you enjoy it
Yeah.
and it's not no thought process is really involved in it. It's
Exactly.
very much I could watch a movie, I can do other things,
Yes.
talk,
Yeah. Mhm.
so I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Agree. Okay. Would you rather design a brand new corner to corner blanket or a textured stitch sampler?
This one's really hard.
Mm,
So I like both things for different reasons.
mhm.
But I think if I had to choose, it would be the textured stitch sampler
Okay.
style.
Okay.
I really love corner to corner a
Mm,
lot.
yeah.
And I love the how it grows, as
Mhm.
you're watching
Yeah.
it take shape. Um, but the new stitches and how they play with the color and
Yeah.
the textures and everything working together. There's just something so um I just feel so good when I'm doing a stitch sampler. It's like, wow, I'm
Yeah.
rocking this.
Yeah. Well,
You
and
feel
there's
really
something
good about yourself.
yeah, and there's something mentally stimulating about doing something a little different, every few rounds and seeing
Mhm.
something really come to life like that yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
I think I would have to go with that.
yeah. I see a lot of sampler, a few corner to corners in here. I've actually never made a corner to corner blanket before. It is on my bucket list. I really would love to do that because there's just so many cute things you can do
Oh,
corner to corner. Oh
it's
my
it's
gosh.
it's funny because corner to corner really didn't enter my crochet life until um I had started designing.
Okay.
So I just never really experienced it. I'd never seen it. And until I started seeing other designs. And then I'm like, that is amazing. I need to learn how to do that. And then once I learned how to do it, I became obsessed. So I was like designing corner to corner all the time because there was just something so satisfying about
Yeah.
that stitch.
So Fairy Heart Workshop has asked, and you're the person to answer that, is what's a corner to corner though? I'm new to crochet.
Oh, sure. So corner to corner is like block crochet. It's color work. It doesn't have to be color work though, but typically it's used in color work graphs. So it's one way to take a graph of a picture, photo, whatever, and turn it into crochet.
Yeah.
It can be mostly you'll see it in half double crochet blocks or double crochet blocks. and it's worked on the diagonal. So you start in the corner and then it grows, working corner to corner. And many stitches can be corner to corner as far as, the moss stitch can be worked corner to corner. So you can do a lot of things on the diagonal like that. But when I refer to corner, usually it's a Grafghan.
Mm.
So I've taken a design, a color design, and then turned it into a blanket of some sort. Um, the challenge with corner to corner, especially graph work, is the fact that a pixel block is quite large, especially if it's a double crochet block. And so you have some limitations. It's not like single crochet tapestry where your one block is a really small stitch.
Yeah.
So that can be challenging to fit a complicated design in a smaller
Oh,
space.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. And it's nice because you can do squares or you can do rectangles, either one. Um,
And you
so
can do so many I mean, I have seen some of the absolute cutest I mean, you can do anything with a corner to corner. What are some of the
oh,
ones that you have?
so I have the Gnome for Christmas blanket, which is basically just gnomes, Christmas tree, moose. It's a
Yeah.
Christmas moose.
Yes,
I love him.
yes.
It was actually one of my very first corner to corner designs, and it's still one of my favorites. I
Yeah,
just love it.
yeah,
But I have skating penguins. I have penguin pals with the big hats, look peeking out on the
yeah.
corner. Yeah, I have a desert cactus
Oh, fun.
scene,
Yeah.
and so lots. And I have a new blanket. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it released for Christmas, but it's already crocheted. I just have to do the border, but it's a Christmas sloth.
Oh
So
my
he's
goodness.
so cute.
Oh,
I love him.
that's so cute. Yeah, that's what's so amazing about corner to corner is that it really is it's endless what you could do with it and
Oh,
just the designs
absolutely.
and just
And
how fun.
if you love corner to corner, another designer that y'all need to check out is Repeat Crafter Me, because
Oh,
her
yeah.
designs are just
Here, I'll put her name in here so that people
amazing.
yeah, yeah. I would imagine a lot of people know her.
I would think she's a big
Sarah Zimmerman,
designer.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, okay. Next one is, would you rather use a single neutral palette all year long or only bold multicolored palettes?
Okay, this was easy.
Okay.
Bold multicolor palettes.
I can see you just being a neutral gal, you
I
know?
think you can see
Yeah,
the
yeah. I can't see you just doing beige. Beige
I
and white.
I think it looks
Oh,
awesome. So
yeah.
there's a lot of
Absolutely.
designers that really have that very,
Oh, yeah.
their colors are very
Mhm.
minimalist.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love looking at their designs,
Yes.
but I just couldn't do it. I
Yeah.
don't know. I just need color, lots of color, all
Yeah.
the color.
Yeah. There's a knitter that I follow on Instagram. She changed her name now, and I don't know what it is, but it's something like Sasky, but she does beautiful Fair Isle work, but it's all in neutrals, and it is absolutely stunning. It is you wouldn't think of Fair Isle just in neutrals, but I mean, it's stunning. And she lives somewhere like Iceland or Scandinavia, and she's
Oh,
got
so
little
like
back
kind of Nordic
yes, it's
style.
just
Oh.
it's stunning. Okay. Would somebody's trying to call me and I told my family it's my husband. I'm gonna answer it. Hey, you're on live right now. Oh, he hung up.
He remembered.
He
Apparently
remembered.
he
Oh, and
remembered.
that's my screensaver is my cat, of course.
Oh.
So all right. Would you rather film a YouTube tutorial or write an ultra detailed photo tutorial?
Definitely YouTube. So when I first started designing, um, I could not my photography was not good.
Really? Your
Not
photography
good.
is beautiful now.
Not I took a lot of classes
Oh,
to learn,
yeah.
and So I would say that that has been one of the things where I would prefer to do the video because I started doing the video pretty early. I wouldn't recommend anyone going to find some of my early work on
Oh gosh,
YouTube.
I feel the same way. Yeah.
It's like
I owe
mortifying.
everybody an apology for any video that I put out before 2003.
I'm so sorry. But it's still there. I haven't
Yeah.
taken it down. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
but I tend to not look at it.
No.
Oh, so but I did the videos because I didn't originally intend to even do video, but because I was working full time while I was designing and starting my business, I didn't have a lot of time for questions like on the
Yeah.
pattern and things. And so I found it easier to just visually just show them when,
Yeah.
especially with tricky patterns. And so it kind of developed over time to where just started doing the video. And then eventually I started doing the photos once my photography got a little improved.
Yeah.
But it's not one of my favorite things to do.
Mhm.
But I try to catch everyone because some people like the video,
Yeah.
some people like the photo. And so,
Mhm. Yeah. I'm
yeah.
the same way. I would just rather do the video because I feel like, it answers a lot of questions, and I can
Hmm.
explain things so much better by just showing how to do something. I'm very visual. I would much rather watch something. Too many words can be just scramble my brain.
Yeah.
So, I find it really helpful for me as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm really curious about this one. Would you rather only work with worsted acrylic all month or only with wool blends?
I would say acrylic is
Yeah.
probably my general go-to.
Okay.
That kind of turned and it's funny how your design life can kind of just flow from what people want, kind
Mhm.
of, you know. A
Yeah.
lot of my people at the beginning were, buying their yarn at big box stores,
Mm,
more economical, worsted weight. I did a lot of DK, actually a lot of DK at the beginning. Um, and actually, I used to always work with DK for the
yeah.
most part,
Mhm.
before, but, it just seemed like the worsted weight seemed to be where a lot of people lived that
Mhm.
were following me. And
Mhm.
so now it's turned into I pretty much all the time just do acrylic
Yeah.
based,
Mm,
patterns. Um, but I love working with like it's such a joy when I'm able to work with something that is more, wool or I mean, going to those yarn stores and picking up those
oh, no.
$40 skeins, it's like,
Oh, see,
"Oh."
I get terrified to use them. I'll grab from I mean,
Mm,
I use a lot of cotton blends is really
mhm.
a lot of what I use, but I am this blanket that I'm working on right now, it's just the Premier anti-pillow.
Oh, yes.
I love this one. I love this one. Um, because if I'm gonna make a blanket that I need to throw in the washing machine, I want it to be acrylic. That's just how I wanna do it.
Well,
Um,
cotton, I love working with cotton. I love the stitch definition in
yes.
cotton, and a lot my stitch samplers are all in cotton.
Oh,
But you have to be so careful with cotton when you wash it, and it
yeah.
just bleeds so badly. So, you really have to set the color, and
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
just not it's to me, it's not user friendly, I
Mm,
think is probably the
yeah.
way to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I made a granny square blanket with, this wool blend, beautiful yarn that I had used many, many times, and after I made that blanket, it was like a weighted blanket. I had no idea how heavy this thing was
Heavy.
going to get, and then it is itchy, and I was like, "Well, I'll never do this again." So, okay, um, let's see, alright, so I wanna move on because I really wanna hear your story. You have an amazing story, and so I really wanna know and you share with how did you first start crocheting, and then how did this eventually come and become your business?
Sure. So, I've been crocheting for 45 years
Wow.
ish now. So, um, it all started because I was the only girl in my family. I had four younger brothers until my sister was born. I was 11 already. And we lived out in the country on a farm. And my brothers were rough and tumble, kind of like always going out, and they were drawing dinosaurs and stuff. I just was not
Yeah.
interested in that. So my mom was like, we need something for her. And they had this friend. We called them Aunt Dorothy and Uncle Bob, even though they weren't related by blood. And they lived about a mile or two away from us. And we'd known them since we were kids. My parents had been friends with them. And she was a master seamstress. She knitted, she
Wow.
crocheted, and she offered to teach me. And so I started going over to her house every week,
Oh, wow.
starting at about the age of 8. And I think it might have even been earlier than that. And
Wow.
she taught me how to knit, she taught me how to sew, she taught me how to crochet, but crochet was my jam. So
Yeah.
I immediately took to the crochet. And I mean, weekly I was at her house until we moved from Michigan.
Wow.
And I was very close with her. She passed away a few years ago. She was in her 90s at the time, but we kept in touch. And one of the things that I wish, I mean, I know she knows, but just shortly after she passed away, my Rhapsody blanket was on the cover of Annie's magazine.
Oh my god.
And Annie's magazine, I mean, she subscribed to that, and
Oh,
it came, and that was like the thing we would do. She'd get we'd have the tea
uh-huh.
and the cookies, and that magazine would come, and she'd wait until I came for us to look through that magazine together, pick out
Wow.
projects to work on. The fact that I was
Wow.
on the cover of that magazine
Yeah.
just was like, oh.
Wow.
She
Wow.
she was so proud. She was so proud,
Oh.
when we would talk, and she couldn't really understand it, but she'd get
Yeah.
on the computer with her niece to look at my stuff,
Oh,
and it was pretty special.
wow.
So I crocheted, I mean, my whole life, and so then as the grandkids started coming, I was crocheting for them, and I was working full time. I worked in the medical field, and I had been doing that for a lot of years. It was just like, I want something of mine. I've always worked for somebody else, and I just really want something that belongs to me. And so I had never designed anything in my entire life. I was a rule follower. I'm still a
Yeah.
rule follower.
Mhm.
I follow patterns. I didn't change patterns.
Yeah.
Was
Right.
very much, this
Yeah.
is the pattern,
Mhm.
I'm following it.
Yeah.
But I thought I can do that. And so I decided, and 2 months later, I pressed publish on my first pattern.
Wow.
And that was in August of 2017. And I quit my job a year later to do it full time.
Really? It was only a
Mhm.
year.
It was only a year. I had already monetized. I had 3 or 4 patterns that went viral that first year. And
Wow.
so it was enough for me to monetize my site.
Yeah.
And then a year after I quit, I released the Autumn Rhapsody blanket. And
Okay.
then that was,
That one, if you have not seen the Autumn Rhapsody blanket, it is stunning. It is really, when I think of you, that the photo of that blanket pops into my head because it is just absolutely stunning. I will find it for us before we leave, and I will put a link in the chat because it really is. It is a stunning blanket. I know I've shared it. I don't even know how many times on my channel. I'm like, I have an autumn roundup. Oh, that one's going on there because it's just, oh my gosh, it is so gorgeous.
and I turned it into a scarf. So it was so popular that
Yeah.
last year, in fact, I turned it into a shawl. So a
And now
rectangle
you need a
shawl.
headband.
I know. I'm like, boy, I could do all kinds of things with
You could
that.
yeah, you could do a bag, you could, oh my gosh, can you imagine a lining, like a beautiful bag and have some cute kinda gingham fabric on the inside?
Oh
Oh my gosh, that'd be
man.
so
It'd be
cute.
so cute.
It'd be so I know, and that's the problem, and I'm sure this is the problem with you, it's like, all these amazing ideas, and then it's like, when am I ever gonna get to all these
Well,
things?
and it's so funny because I think back on myself, and so I think that I'm proof that you think you know yourself,
Mhm.
and yet you don't.
Right.
I mean, there's still hidden depths that perhaps you haven't
Oh,
plumbed yet, because
yes.
I was, so I quit, that would have been in 2018, so I would have been almost 50 when I started this,
Mhm.
and I had never designed anything. I didn't know if I could design anything really. And my biggest fear at the time when I started my job was I'm going to run out of ideas. What if I'm not creative enough? I would say,
Yeah.
honestly, up until I was that age and I started this business, I would have said I was the least creative person in the room.
Mhm.
I followed rules, I did my job, I did my things, but I was not artistic in the way I didn't draw, I didn't do any of those
Mhm.
things. And so I really thought someday I'm just going to run out of ideas. And that is so far from what's happened. In fact, my mom's like, you could probably crochet and make designs like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and never run out of ideas. I'm
Right.
like, yeah, you're right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like a muscle that you just start using and it gets stronger and stronger, but I feel very similar because honestly, I haven't even been crocheting 10 years.
Oh,
I've
wow.
I started in
Wow.
2016, um,
Wow.
and then, and I was in my 40s, and I didn't start my business until
See,
I was in my 40s, and, it's a whole new life for me. If you had told me 10 years ago that I was going to have a YouTube channel and I would be crocheting and designing toys, I would have slapped you and been like, "You are crazy. Get out of here." I wouldn't have believed anybody, and so it's like, it wasn't even a dream of mine to do it. It just was a little nudge to just I knew once I started crocheting, I was, like, obsessed. Like,
yeah.
probably unhealthily upset, like, that's all I wanted to do. Like, I didn't wanna do anything else, which is why I ended up with raging tendinitis, shortly after, because I really only wanted to crochet, and that was not a good idea. I learned you actually have to take breaks. But, yeah, it was just that little thing that was like, "I love this, like, a lot." I
Oh,
want it.
yeah, it's like a part of you. I
Oh,
mean, that's the funny thing, that if people don't do it, they don't really understand
yeah.
that, it's not just something to do, it's
Yeah.
actually part of me in a
Mhm.
weird way.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Like,
I
and you
get it.
can't turn it off. I mean,
Mhm.
I've even, it's like we will be out and about and I will see something and it's like, oh my gosh, I need what? I need to write this down. I need what is happening right now? And we'll be in church and I'm like, stop.
I know. I've even thought about what happens if I ever were to go to prison and let's just say something horrible happened and I wasn't allowed to crochet. I think I would just sit there in my mind and I could just watch myself making something. I think I could just do it in my brain, but that is like
Hmm.
a worst nightmare for me. It's like being stuck
Yeah.
in a room and you can't do anything with your hand.
Not having, or, if something were to happen, I worry,
Oh,
about my
yeah.
hands, about my,
Mhm.
getting carpal tunnel or whatever, and, just not being able to crochet. And
Mhm.
I don't even want to talk about it.
I know. And that's why I am definitely a big take breaks, like, you just have to do it. You have to maintain that health for your hands.
Hmm.
I keep telling myself,
Absolutely.
"It's a marathon. It's a marathon. I don't have to get this done
We
today."
don't have to
It's a
sprint
marathon.
this today. It can happen tomorrow.
Exactly. Okay. So what was one of the early designs that made you think early on, like, "Oh, this could be something?"
Okay, so um my it's funny how things happen. I was making a blanket and it was just really not even a pattern. I mean, in my mind, it didn't even seem like it. It's just front post, back post, double crochet. That's it.
Yeah.
But I was making this blanket And then I'm like, wow, I think this could be a cowl. This would be really cool as a cowl. So I made the cowl and it went mega viral.
Oh,
Like it
wow.
was literally front post, back post, double crochet, rectangle, folded and seamed. And that thing was everywhere.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah.
um, and it was my second design that I
Wow.
released.
Yeah.
And so at that moment, I was like, wow, this could actually be something.
Mhm.
I didn't my blog actually wasn't even intended to be all crochet when I first started it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay, I guess
it
the
was
name is Nana's Crafty Home, so
yeah, I was gonna do all I mean, crafts with the kids or,
yeah.
different things like that. And the crochet, because I knew how to crochet, I'm like, well, I'll do crochet,
Yeah.
for the first couple things. And then that happened. And I never released anything other than crochet. There
Okay.
was never a single blog post about
Yeah.
anything other than
Yeah.
crochet. So, but it's funny when I look back on that because it was so weird because I can remember designing or, I'm crocheting up the blanket and I remember holding it up and like folding it across my neck. And I thought, wow, that looks really cool. I think
Yeah.
I need to do this as a cowl. And then it just went crazy. And it was not even a thought like I'm
Yeah.
going to design a cowl. It just sort
Mhm.
of happened. And
Yeah.
then um I had another cowl that went viral like a month later.
Wow.
And at that point, I was like, okay, this is serious business now.
Yeah.
And then it became the intent of I'm going to be able to do this full time.
Yeah.
And that knowledge gave me so much confidence that, that I could make it into something.
Yeah.
The biggest trouble we had back then, is that nobody was really teaching you how to do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like all the business side of it,
Right.
your website stuff, and I didn't know. So I had to learn all of that.
Mhm.
That was probably the biggest, I probably was the person who did everything wrong and still
Oh,
and
me
s
too.
like, I look back and go, "Man, I didn't know how to do anything."
Yeah, exactly. You just figure it out as you're going, but I
Yeah.
feel like I remember you telling a story about you were still working and you're doing this blog full time, and it was your husband who was basically, like, made an announcement. You wanna tell that story?
Yeah. So, my husband, he's amazing. So supportive. And of course, for that year before I quit, I was managing two family practice clinics. And so I had 13 employees that I was, so I had a big stressful job and I was working, 30, 40 hours a week on my business too, trying to get
Yeah,
that. And it was just getting to the point where I'm like, I don't know how long I can really, I have grandkids, I've got family, I got to take care of my
yeah,
house. How do I do all this
yeah,
and keep my sanity? Right. And so my husband was like, don't you think it's time? And I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm not a gambler.
mhm,
So for me, leaving and a sure thing, like I have a good job, um,
right,
was not something I was really comfortable with.
right.
So we had a family get together one weekend, and my husband goes, "We have an announcement to make." And I look at him like, "What announcement? I'm not pregnant."
Mm.
And he goes, "Tanya, why don't you tell them what your announcement is?" And I'm like, and he just nods his head. And I go, "I'm quitting my job." And everybody's like, "Yay!" And the next day, I went into work and I gave my notice, and it was it was really validating to have my husband like
Yeah,
push me,
mhm.
knowing that she's not going to do this if I
Yeah,
don't make
just
her,
a
she's
little nudge.
gonna, yeah, come on, you can do it. I know you can do
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
So, but
mhm,
having that support just was so special.
mhm,
And it's been remarkable having that, where I can work
mm,
and still be with my family. And move things around because I mean, who knew? I mean, a couple years later, my granddaughter ended up, getting diagnosed with brain cancer, and being able to be there with my family and be there during all of that. I'm trying to imagine what that would have been like working,
Yeah.
and then trying to deal with all that. And it's just,
Mhm.
things happen.
Right.
And, sometimes, you know, God knows.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, okay, so you have your Kansas roots, your Michigan and Kansas roots. And does your family and where you live influence your color choices and your project types? What are those influences for you?
So I would say that the sunflower is the Kansas state flower, and I love the sunflower. It is such a happy flower. When I
Yeah.
see sunflowers, I
Yeah.
just how can you not
Yeah.
smile at a
Yeah.
sunflower? Like
Yeah.
it just brings joy. And so I have a lot of sunflower themed patterns on my blog, and so I would say that Kansas has really given me that inspiration
Yeah.
living here. I love fall colors.
Yeah.
So I do miss Michigan because we really don't have, I mean, we do have some, but not,
Really? I didn't realize that. So you don't have well, I guess Kansas, you guys don't have a lot of trees.
well, I mean, we're in the Flint Hills, so there's
Okay.
trees here, but a lot
Okay.
of Chinese elm. And with the Chinese elm, what they do is they basically die.
Oh, okay.
There's no
Okay.
real, I mean, they kinda turn brown, a little yellowish, but we
Oh,
don't have a ton of, like, oaks and maples,
okay.
and it's a lot of cedar trees here, like
Okay.
brush cedar and that type of
Mhm.
thing,
Yeah.
and, of course, Michigan, where I'm from, I mean, people would travel to
Yeah.
go,
Mhm.
see the fall colors up there, so that is one thing I do kind
Oh,
of
okay. Yeah, I mean,
miss.
here in North Carolina, we live amongst the trees, and so
Yeah,
we have the every color, all the fall color. It's just spectacular.
yeah.
Although my yard, sometimes I'm like, wow, we just blew all the leaves, and 10 minutes later, the yard is completely covered.
Completely
There are
covered.
times when my driveway, you cannot see the driveway because the leaves are there. So
Oh,
we have a
wow.
lot of leaves, a lot. But I'm not complaining. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you design across a lot of different categories. You're
Mhm.
not just like, "Oh, I'm the blanket person. I'm the hat person." You really do have a lot of different types of projects that you
Mhm.
make. So, how do you decide what you wanna make next?
Oh, man. It's whimsy, almost entirely whimsy.
Okay.
I, I'll have an idea, and it depends on how urgent the idea is.
Mhm.
So, if it's something where I have to do something with it, like to get it out of my head, then
Okay.
I just start working on it, like whatever
Just
that might
yeah,
be.
okay.
Like, um I do have ideas and I want to make something, so I'll put it on my calendar for later and I'll just keep it there. And then every once in a while, it'll pop up at me and it's like, do I want to make that now? Yes, no, maybe
Yeah.
so, type of
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm very fly by the seat of your pants.
Oh, me too. Oh my goodness. I am, like, so blown away by people who are like, "Oh, I have my next 5 years planned out." I'm like, "Girl, I don't even know what I'm doing next week." I don't know.
I had I had put 3 different designs on the calendar for November that I wanted to release. This is how many are going to get released because I'm totally doing different
Yeah.
things
Mhm,
than what I had originally thought that I was going to be designing because something else popped up.
mhm.
I wanted to make it. I went ahead and designed it. So it's very I am yeah, I am not the planner girl when it comes to designs
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. But I think that's what keeps it exciting too, like, you're working on projects that you're passionate about, and it's exciting, and you want to work on them. I know that if I were to plan out the next 6 months, I wouldn't wanna do whatever the next thing I like doing what the fresh, exciting thing is. that's why I have a hard time going back and working on projects that I had initially started and installed, and then
Well, and I'm even that way about, I mean, some, yarn companies have been generous, offering to, give yarn support, for projects. But I will tell you, every time I've tried to do that, it has turned into a major fiasco. I don't like the color. It
yeah,
doesn't look right. It's
yeah,
not the right feel. I
mhm,
work it up, not that stitch, and then
yeah,
I'm like, oh my gosh, now I have this yarn. What am I going to do with it? I
yeah,
need to do something with it because they
mhm,
gave it to me.
exactly. I know, and I know it really is a wonderful place to be in where, yarn companies and people want to send you things, but there is the flip side of it where you're like for example, your example where it comes and then you're like, I feel completely uninspired by this, or this is just not what I'm feeling right now. So I really I've almost stopped like accepting, and I just kind of like, I just buy what I love. And I okay, so I'm the kind of person, I eat the exact same thing every single morning for breakfast and every single thing for lunch. I literally never eat anything different, and I love it so much, and I've been eating the same thing for years and years and years. I'm the same way with yarn. I try a lot of different yarns for my channel. I almost never use anything different in my projects. I find yarns that I love and I'm like, why would I ever switch? I
Yeah.
love this, and I will go through cycles where, but it's usually long cycles. It's like 3 or 4 years, and I'm
Years.
okay, now I'm ready to try something different, but,
Well, and I've been
a
kind
long
of bit
time.
bit by that a little bit too because they'll release a new one
Oh, yes.
and so then but I'm slow, a lot of times it's like it takes me sometimes a while to get something out.
Mhm.
So, sometimes I've had it where I've designed a pattern and the yarn is already
Oh,
discontinued. And
oh,
I'm like,
and now
"What?"
people are gonna be like, "Hey, I can't get the yarn," and now you're like, "Ugh." Yeah,
So that's annoying. And so I'm trying I try to I'm now tending to use more tried and true. Like they've had it a long time. I mean, every
yeah,
once in a while that still bites you like shawl and a ball. I have tons
yeah,
of patterns I use shawl and a ball and I love that yarn and
yeah,
I cannot
that's a
find a
beautiful
yarn that is its equivalent. You just
oh,
cannot find it.
really?
I cannot. And now maybe I could like, $40 a skein,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but
Right.
no one's gonna wanna make a poncho out of $40 a I mean, maybe some
Yeah,
people
yeah,
would, but
yeah,
most people won't.
right. Mhm.
Um, so that can be a problem, but I tend to lean more towards just tried and trues.
Yeah. So this leads me to a question that's not on our agenda here, but, so where do you typically buy yarn? Do you go to the store or are you an online shopper?
Okay, I'm not typically an online shopper. Joann's was really my place,
Yeah,
and that was very, very sad for
yeah.
me.
Mhm.
I like to see the colors in person. I like to touch it. Now that I'm going more towards like just the tried and trues,
Yeah.
I can order from a company, Amazon a lot. I'll pay more typically from Amazon if it's available on Amazon just because I can get it sooner.
Mhm.
Um, and usually with free shipping. So
Mhm.
I'm willing to pay a little bit more for that single skein or whatever,
Yeah.
just to get it sooner.
Mhm.
But I have shopped more now at Michael's than I have before. And I do Hobby Lobby as well, but Hobby Lobby, their yarn is really there is not as much,
Yeah.
you get their
They seem to have a
standards.
lot of their own brand yarn
Yes,
rather
it's
than
all their
Michael's. Yeah.
standards,
Mhm.
and Michael's at least, they try to get some other
Right.
things in.
Mhm.
Our biggest issue is that our local Michael's is like
Yeah.
and now they're trying to
Mhm.
bring in fabric, and I'm like,
Oh,
"Where?
where are you gonna put this? Yeah,
Where?"
yeah. Our Michaels has a good amount of yarn. I think for me, I look at the yarn and I'm like, "You have 3 colors here."
Yes.
And I just feel like for the premier yarn that I have, there's like, I don't even know how many different colors of the anti-pilling everyday worsted there are. So I buy it online, just because it just, I can get more of the colors.
You can get a bigger variety of
Yeah,
yarn that way,
yeah,
of colors, and you are familiar with the yarn. So,
yes. Mhm.
it's like you already know. I did buy, so I just the Premier
Oh,
puzzle.
I know that puzzle is so
Oh,
gorgeous. Yeah,
I'm
y
in love.
yeah,
So, yeah, I'll be getting more of that.
I will say Premier has some of my absolute favorite yarns. They really do, but there are so many other companies. Like, one of my favorites for, amigurumi is Yarn Art Jeans. Where's my camera? There it is.
Oh, yeah.
This is not an easy yarn to get here in the US. I typically buy it on
Oh.
Amazon, but it's out of Turkey, and so the good thing is I have a lot of it right now because I don't know. I know some people are impacted with, tariffs,
Oh,
and
the tariffs, yeah.
so it's just made, I know that a lot of people are having a lot of trouble just purchasing yarn at this point because of Joanne, and now, who was I think it's Hobie. People were wanting to buy some things from Hobie, and then I know that they stopped selling to Australia entirely. And then you're adding on those significant tariffs, which is
Mhm.
making buying yarn, they have beautiful yarns, absolutely
Mhm.
gorgeous yarns. So that's frustrating. It's yeah, someone said I love Stylecraft. Exactly. And Stylecraft is something here in the US that's an English brand. And so that's
Mhm.
really hard for us to get now. Um,
Yeah, and I've used the paint box yarn, so I've used their cotton for
yes.
my
Oh yeah.
blankets,
That's beautiful
and
yarn.
it's beautiful. I love it. I love working with it. The colors are amazing. So I've done that. Um, it's just it's really frustrating right now. I think as a designer,
Mhm.
and I'm sure for those that are not designers, just trying
Right.
to get yarns that they
Mhm.
love in without spending an arm and a leg on them, and
Exactly.
not being able to see them in person, not being able
Because
to
it's a
touch.
gamble. It's a gamble when you're buying yarn and you don't know what it is. You're only reading reviews. And I will say that reviews anymore, I don't trust them.
No.
I don't trust reviews because I see, I test all these yarns and I'll see, oh, it has 800 5-star reviews. And I try it and I'm like, this is absolute
It's
garbage.
garbage.
It is garbage. So yeah, it's really tough. I feel bad for us as crocheters right now.
I know, it's really hard. I use a lot of Lion Brand,
Yeah, Lion Brand has
yarns,
great
and I
yarns.
will order those, but, yeah, it's a struggle. I feel for everyone who tries to get economical
You
yarns
know,
at home.
I know, it's like you want to yeah, you wanna have your yarn stash and you want to buy all the pretty yarns, but the price tags are, like, insane right now
Oh, yeah.
on every and we could go down a rabbit hole about
Oh,
that,
I
but
know.
we won't.
How
We
much time
won't.
do we have? Let's
I
see.
know. Okay. Um, okay, so you've published a lot of stitch tutorials as well, and what is your favorite current stitch right now?
Oh, so I'm kind of addicted to my pumpkin patch. So
That one is gorgeous.
I've totally just had to remove it from my head because we're now in winter season for crochet. But I mean, I have all these plans to turn that thing into like baby bonnets and like everything.
That
And
would
I'm
be
like, I
so
really want to make a baby bonnet. I'm like, you can't release it after Thanksgiving. Are you insane? So maybe
yeah,
next year. But yeah,
yeah,
I had to kind of just walk away from,
yeah.
and that's what happens too. I think, and other people probably can relate to this, that when you get a stitch that you know it inside out, like you could do it in your sleep, and it's so versatile, and you start thinking about all the things you could do with it. Like what?
Yeah,
I could be doing this forever.
forever. That's how I feel about amigurumi. I just I it, there just aren't enough hours in the day. There just aren't enough hours in the day. Um, okay. So what are you so you said fall colors are kind of your jam. would that be like the kind of color palette that you lean towards, or what are your main colors that you kind of, or do you have a set color palette, or are you just kind of like
I really don't. I don't
yeah,
I wouldn't say that I'm really one set, because I love so many different colors. I tend to really go to the fall colors a lot, but I wouldn't say that that's my go-to. But for I'm kind of color challenged as far as like, well, as
your
far as
paintings are
like,
gorgeous.
well, just thinking about what colors do I want together. And so a lot of times I'm like working them up. I'll pick out colors and then I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. And so then I'll do another color. I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. And
Mhm.
then I'll do another color. I'm like, okay, yeah, I like that. But I don't know if you've seen those color cubes
I
that
have
Sarah.
it. I have the color cubes. Yes.
So I haven't actually used it yet as far
Yes.
as like picking
Mhm.
one out to
Yeah.
do a blanket or anything, but I love that.
Oh,
I
so if people don't know what the color cubes are, what is her name? Sarah Renee
Sarah
Clark.
Renee, yeah.
Mhm. She has an amazing YouTube channel as well. She like does a lot of like coloring, I think, a lot like coloring books.
She does coloring books and
Yeah,
stuff.
but she came out with these things called the color cube, and basically they are color palettes on cards. And so she has all the different colors, but then she has like an inspirational photo for, maybe it's like a birthday cake, or maybe it's a desert scene, or all these different, like a place setting that incorporates those colors. So you kind of get the mood of what those colors are. And then on the back side, it shows you the different hues and shades of that particular color. So the lighter and darker shades of it. And it is so incredibly helpful, especially if you are, just making projects, making, you, even if you're just following a pattern, but you want
Mhm.
your own colors. I have found it so incredibly helpful. They're not super cheap, but for me, it was 100% worth it. But
Well, and it's a big box. I
it's
mean, there's a
big.
lot of cards in there,
I have both
lots.
boxes, like volume 1 and 2, and they're so many, and they're so, I mean, I put together colors that I never would have put together because of it.
Yes.
Like, "Oh, wow, this is so
And
pretty."
people are using it too for like their wardrobes. So,
Oh,
like
yeah,
to put their clothes
yeah,
together, like
yeah.
wearing and stuff. So, yeah, I mean,
You could
I
use it
can't
for
wait to
so
use it.
many things. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
yeah. My other thing that I use is I go on Pinterest all the time, and I look
Oh,
for
yeah.
color palettes on Pinterest. Um, and I'll put in there, like, I know that I wanna use a pink color, and I want it to be a warm color palette, or if I want it pink, but I want a winter vibe,
Mhm,
and I'll put it in there, and there are so many color palettes that come up, so
mhm.
that's a free option, if you don't wanna get the color cubes, which
Right.
I don't blame people, but Pinterest is also a great.
Oh, it's great for color, definitely. I have a whole board on Pinterest that I
Mhm.
save color schemes to that
Yes.
just speak to me. And
Yeah.
that's the thing, it's like you can see something and it's like, okay, that's pretty, but when you see a palette together
Mhm.
that speaks to you, it's like, okay, that needs to be a blanket or
Yeah.
that I can see for my bedspread or whatever the case may
Mhm.
be. Like that color really speaks to me.
That's exactly what I did for this blanket. So this one is Christmas, but I found this beautiful color palette that
Oh,
had
I
this
love
this
that.
hot pink in it, and I
That's
was, like,
awesome.
obsessed. I'm like, "Okay, this is gonna be so fun," because
That is
I'm in
so
my new
pretty.
classroom, and I have, like, really bright colors, and I was like, "I want a fun Christmas blanket in here," and it has the red and the green and yellow, but then it's got pops of pink.
Oh, that's spectacular. I love
So
those
fun.
colors together.
Yeah,
That is so
and
fun.
I found the color palette on Pinterest, and I
Mhm.
was like, "Okay." I just wanted something a little different than,
Yeah.
because I just go to red, green, and white. That's where my brain just goes.
Yeah, it's like I'm stuck in, the 70s. Real it's like I was a kid in the 70s and it's like, Granny Stitch was like dark brown, orange, and yellow.
Yeah,
Like that
right,
was
right.
everything.
Um, Yeah,
The Crochet Studio app.
Jamie, yeah,
Yes.
Crochet Studio app. Yeah, that is really neat. That is a very neat app. Um, so I do want to open, our chat up to questions for Tonya, um, because I know people are going to have questions, but, before they come in, I do wanna ask you, what has surprised you the most about running Nana's Crafty Home?
Oh, probably the things that I've learned about myself
Yeah,
with starting the business, and we've kind of touched on them already, but just that the concept of I wasn't done learning. I wasn't
yeah,
done with, I mean, obviously our story doesn't end until it ends, but we kind of get in these ruts of, this is the way life looks right now.
right.
And I totally changed my life, and I was almost 50 years old, and it was a good change. It was, um, making something for myself that was meaningful, and how the confidence that it gave me
Right.
to really just feel good about what I'm doing and what I'm bringing to the world. Like I'm
Yeah,
actually making a contribution that people love what I do.
right.
And I get a lot of validation from people like all the time. I'm getting emails. I love your patterns,
Yeah,
special stories from people. Like there's this one gal that she made my Autumn Rhapsody blanket, and she talked about how she had been away from crochet for a really long time,
yeah,
and she came across my blanket and she fell in love with it and she just wanted
yeah.
to make it.
Mhm.
And she was afraid because the stitches looked more complicated, it was more of an intermediate, style. And she was just like, I don't know, but I really feel like I want to make this blanket. And so she started doing it, and she's working full time. She has a stressful
Yeah,
job.
right.
And she was like, every day she would come home and she would work on that blanket. And she says, it was like, that's all I could think about all
Yeah,
day long was
yeah,
thinking about coming home to
yeah.
work on that blanket.
Mhm.
And she said, "You brought me that joy.
Oh,
Your pattern gave me
that's
that."
the best. That is the
And
best.
it's like, it made me cry
Yeah,
so much because it was like, I hadn't really thought about it like that.
yeah,
Like, I gave that person that I didn't know, I'd never met, we'd never spoken. She lived I mean, I don't even think she lived in the United States.
wow.
But
Yeah,
just to know that you could give someone a little bit of yourself, really, because these designs are part of us, really, because they're come from our imagination.
right. Yeah, right.
And for them to get an attachment to it, and to have that joy.
Yeah,
And so I think for me, that was probably a real um eye-opening experience, that I could provide that for other
yeah,
people.
right. That it's me more than just making something fun. It really brings meaning to your life.
It really is like
Mhm.
joyful. There's something so joyful that and I love, I mean, I've always worked in customer service. I love people. I love talking to people. Um and so for me to do that on a large scale,
Yeah,
it was just really, I feel it in my heart a lot of times when I design something and then people send me pictures. I'm like, I love this, and my
yeah,
daughter loves it, or whatever, they gave it to somebody and they thought it was fun. It just brings me a lot of joy.
yeah.
So
Okay, so we've got another question from Sandy, and she said, "I haven't crocheted in decades, and I want to crochet a hat, a scarf, and snowflakes. As a beginner again, what advice can you give me?"
well, I would say that um start small, which is good. A hat, something like that, where it's a smaller project usually, especially if you haven't crocheted in a long time. It's great to get your feet wet with a smaller project so you don't get discouraged. Um, find something that has maybe some video help,
Mm,
so that if you do get stuck, you won't get frustrated because you'll have a place to go to get that help that you need to get through maybe even a tricky bits. Because sometimes people get tripped up by that. All of us designers have a different pattern writing style. and it
Yeah.
may be a pattern writing style that you're not accustomed to, or a little bit foreign. And we all say things differently. And so I would say just try to find something that has a little bit of help for you if you need it. Um, but find a pattern that inspires you that you really want to make, that really are going to feel good once
Yeah.
you finish it,
Mhm.
because then that's going to give you that motivation
Mhm.
to really deep dive into it, and like I really want to work on it. I
Yeah.
don't want it sitting there. I want
Yeah.
to finish.
Yeah.
So,
I love that. Yeah. I would say the exact same thing. Exactly. Okay. So we have from Beth, it said, ladies, which do you prefer to use for blocking granny squares? The boards with pins or the comb like pins? I'm about to start my first granny square and not certain which to purchase. Thanks.
I have several different things, and I tend to go to the board with the pins. It's
Mhm.
just easy. Plus,
Yeah.
I have a beautiful board. I got a beautiful board, beautiful wooden board that I just love, and so I
Yeah.
love looking at it. I love
Mhm.
looking at it with my squares on it.
Mhm.
So
I
it's
do too. I kind of agree. I think the foam boards with the pins and the combs, you can use that for a lot of different projects. The wooden blocking boards with longer pins are really great for granny squares. Um,
yes,
I find
especially for stacking because
I
you
know
can
you could stack a
stack.
bunch of them on there.
Yeah.
Now I will say that if it's an acrylic granny square, I'm not blocking it. I rarely block an acrylic granny square.
I don't do a ton of blocking.
Okay.
I'm one of those
Yeah.
people.
So I don't know. I would say if you're using 100% acrylic, you probably don't need one. If you just want to have it, I would say do the wooden one. But if you're using things like cotton or wool or natural fibers, I do think that those do better with a block
Mhm.
if you're going to block them, or if they're super lacy and there's all
Yeah, you really wanna do it for
yeah,
those lacy ones
if you're
because
doing
that
lacy,
really opens the stitches up
it does, yeah.
nicely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But if it's a standard granny square with acrylic, you probably don't even need a blocking board.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah. Someone wants to see the autumn, Rhapsody blanket. I'm gonna look it up really quick.
It's up there.
Let me see here. I've got the Ravelry here. Here's the I can't even say Ravelry. Here's the Ravelry link. And that there's a link to the free pattern in there as well. Yeah. So there's that. Okay. It really is stunning. It is stunning. Okay. 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 Crochet has really gotten me through a lot of my life, and I really appreciate you too, Pam said.
Aw.
Yeah, that is so true for me. Crochet has gotten me through the hardest times in my life. I don't know what I would do without it, to be completely honest. And I know that that's the same thing for you,
Mhm.
Tonya. Um, I don't know if you want to share a little bit about that. I did see a question earlier that someone else had a son who had a brain tumor as well.
Oh, yeah. So my granddaughter, Juliana, we called her Nina. She was diagnosed with a brain tumor in June of 2021, and she passed away December 8th of that same year. So we had her for about 6 months after her diagnosis. It was
And how old was she?
She was 7 when she
Oh
passed away.
gosh.
So she was 6 when she was diagnosed. She was in kindergarten. She had just finished kindergarten.
Yeah.
And we Yeah, it was tough. I mean, and then my dad passed away like 3 weeks after she did unexpectedly, of COVID, and so we really I mean, that whole year was just really kind of a blur.
Yeah.
Um, and I didn't work a ton, but
Yeah.
I did still work, and people were so supportive, and I talked about her quite a bit because she modeled a lot for
Yeah.
me,
Mhm.
and it kind of felt weird for her to just disappear without,
Yeah.
kind of talking about what was going on. And it's hard to share a lot of times those
Yeah.
types of things because it's so personal, it's so private,
Right.
and it's so painful that you don't even really want to talk about it too much.
Right.
But it ended up being somewhat cathartic for me to,
Mhm.
tell people, and share photos of her as we were going through all of that. Um,
I mean,
she
you
loves
have
my
such a
crochet stuff.
and you have such a connected audience. They're very connected to you.
Yes, they really are. I mean, we and kind of really built from that 6 months or so where I was sharing a lot in my emails about her particularly. And so my audience became very attached to her, attached to the story, hearing about her and the things that we were doing together, our Make-A-Wish trip and all of that. And so it really kind of created this crochet family around that story, but my designs as well. And
Mhm.
it was just everyone was praying for us. And so I look back on that and it was, a very difficult time, obviously,
Yeah.
but there was a lot of consolations that we received during those months.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful. I'm gonna cry. Um, Having her in my life
Yeah.
is one of the best things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think it's beautiful that you shared because I think when you share about those types of things, um, other people are also I think sometimes when you're online and you have any kind of you have an Instagram account or you
yeah.
have and you're sharing pretty things all the time, I think there is and I do this myself. It is easy to look and think that everything must be so perfect
Hmm.
because you share pretty things and everything looks so happy and beautiful and must everything must be wonderful. And I know I find it hard to share because you also don't want to feel like you're burdening anybody else with what you're going through. And
Right.
I'm here to bring happiness and joy into
Mhm.
other people's lives, and so sometimes I feel, um, it's a struggle for me.
Mhm.
I continued when our son was going through really, really, very difficult time. It was years. I didn't share I would share a little bit about it, but I didn't talk about how, really, really, really hard it was. And I think some of that is I think when you're going through it, you honestly don't even realize how hard it is, and you're just getting through every single day. My our son has epilepsy, but he also we found out in 2021 that he had a pretty serious heart condition that we didn't know
Oh.
about. And this was in the middle of COVID, and he was in the hospital. And I just continued to work. I made a YouTube video while he was in the hospital. I just kept going. And I don't think I really shared how when you're in the hospital and they have to call rescue teams to come in to revive your child in front of you, um, there's nothing that will ever take those images away.
No.
Um, but I will say crocheting got me through that time. Obviously my faith got
Mhm.
me through it.
Yes. Yeah.
Could not have gotten through it without my
Mhm.
faith. Um, and the support of my family, but if I could not have kept my hands busy during that time and when the anxiety would come and I would just wake up in the middle of the night and just I got to just get up and just go crochet something because I can't just relive all of this.
Mhm.
But I think that it's helpful for people to know that if you're going through a really difficult time, you're not alone.
Yeah.
There and I think it's hard to be vulnerable about it,
Mhm.
um, but I also think it's good and it's cathartic, and I think it helps other people to know.
I think it does, and, a lot of people you don't realize how many people really are going through
Oh,
those things until you start to open up yourself, and then I would get these emails from people like, "I lost my daughter of cancer,"
yeah,
you know, "I'm following your story, we're praying for you." People really opened up to me
yeah,
even, it was like it was this opportunity for them to kind of commiserate and share their hardships with someone else that they felt could understand, people that lost grandchildren. And
Yeah.
it's just it's kind of a bonding experience when you go through a lot of pain.
Mhm.
It
It
just
is.
is.
It is. And I think it's one of those things that, it if you live long enough, you're going to go through hard things,
Absolutely.
and
It's
I think
part
yeah,
of it.
it's part of life, and I think if you can find those pockets of joy and things that I think that's the thing that I have been really focusing on lately is just kind of getting rid of things in my life that make me super stressed out. I
Mhm.
don't know what it is about it, but Instagram stresses me out. It
I'm not a
gives me
fan of
anxiety.
Instagram.
So I just stop I've decided I will get on when I want to. But for whatever reason, it makes me feel quite anxious. And I love YouTube. YouTube makes me super happy. I love it. Um, and crocheting makes me happy, and listening to audiobooks makes me happy, and going for walks. And so I've stopped feeling guilty about carving that time out because I think it's
Mhm.
really important. And I think for a lot of women, um, we have to give ourselves permission, because we are
Yeah. And
maybe.
I we need to stop trying to do all the things.
Yeah.
It's like for me, I would feel guilty if I didn't do, like, I need to do a reel on Instagram. People are telling me I need to do this. I need to be on TikTok. I need to be, and it's like I don't want to do those things. I don't It doesn't feel good for me when I'm doing it. And
Mhm,
so why am I doing it? I
mhm.
mean, who are the crochet designer police that are going to show up at my door and say,
You're
"You're
not
not on
doing it right.
TikTok"?
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally get that. Okay, this is a good question. Um, what is your favorite brand of crochet hooks?
Oh, this is easy peasy. Clover.
Oh, are you Clover Amour?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, those things fit my hand. It's like when you find, I don't even know how to they just fit.
Yeah.
And so they feel like they're an extension of my hand to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
That's such a personal thing too.
It
Crochet
is.
hooks are so personal,
It is.
and you cannot, I mean, I can recommend them, but honestly,
Exactly.
it's like what I love, you might hate. And so it's really, you just got to try it out
Mhm.
and just figure, what feels good for you, what fits your
Yeah.
hand, the way you hold it
Mhm.
can change, your stitches, tight, loose. I mean, all those things affects what hook you're going to want to use.
Mhm.
But yeah, those, I have not been able to find anything else
Yeah.
that really, in fact, if I use anything else, because I'll
Yeah.
try, I'll go,
Yeah.
I'll like, okay,
Yeah.
try. And I'm like, this isn't working.
I know, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I try a lot of crochet hooks, because I have so much fun doing it. Um, Clover's Amour is really, really up there. That's one that I reach for, um, a lot, but for amigurumi, I love it's an Addy Soft Touch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I love their knitting needles. Addie has wonderful knitting needles, and then I don't even know how I got this crochet hook. I have no idea how it came into my possession, but, I really like that one for amigurumi because it's just, like, perfect for it, you know?
And see, once
I
it's
know,
like with
I love it.
Tunisian crochet hooks,
Okay.
it's Denise. I use the Denise Tunisian crochet hooks. I
Really?
have the little book, with all
Yeah,
the attachments and
uh-huh.
everything. Oh, I love those. I love
Oh,
them.
now Tony Lipsy of TL Yarn Crafts just came out with a crochet hook set, and she sent a set to me, which I was super grateful for, and they are fabulous.
Oh, really?
I think I have it right here in my project.
I might
Well
have to try them.
they sold out. They
Oh,
sold out immediately. They are
oh,
they're
wow.
they're kind of like a Clover Soft Touch with a flatter, handle. But the
Oh,
neck is really long and it's really smooth, and it's this is quite a bit larger than a Clover Amour.
Okay.
I had one side by side, but it's a good bit bigger. But I am so in love with this one. This is what I've been using to make this blanket with. But yeah,
Oh.
and she came out with a Tunisian set as well. But the crochet hook set sold out, like, I mean, it sold out
I'll
immediately.
have to try it if she has the Tunisian ones and they're like that, where they're the metal.
Yeah.
See, the Denise they're plastic. I love
Oh, okay.
them,
Yeah.
but I might want a different
Yeah,
maybe
I think
try.
the last time I saw, the Tunisian hooks were still available, but they are with Hobie and there are tariffs on them.
Okay,
So,
good to
uh,
know.
yeah, it is good to know. But they're pretty. I will have to say, I got to give her kudos on these crochet hooks. And that's what I think I really love is when designers put things out. You care because it's your name is behind it.
Mhm.
You know, I knew these crochet hooks were going to be amazing just because anything she puts out really is wonderful. And everybody knows I absolutely love her so much. I love Tony. But they really exceeded my expectations on them. So I really hate that they sold out. They did say they were going to restock in January, but to be honest, they're going to sell out again.
Mhm.
I have zero, zero doubts about that. Smith Sarah Studio sent I don't know what they're called, a super sticker. Thank you so much. That was so sweet. Yes, another lady said, or I'm not sure, lady, man, a person said crochet makes me calm. Me too. Someone else said, I love this name, Wiggle Butt Crochet.
That's awesome.
Facebook is like that. For me, it stresses me out. Yup. I try to stay off of that platform.
It's because Facebook knows me too well now. It's a giant advertisement for all the things that they know I love. I mean,
Oh,
they know me apparently because my box will come in and my husband's like, "What did you buy?" I'm like, "It was a Facebook ad."
I couldn't help myself. It's not
Like,
my
it
fault.
was a Facebook ad. It was for the kids. They'll love
Oh my gosh.
it.
Yeah. Can you show us that Clover brand? I doubt I have it. Or I probably have one in my. No, oh yeah, here it is.
There we go.
Yeah, I have the 4mm right
And
here.
this is the H. This one is my
Is that your
friend.
go-to? Now, do you have multiple sets or do you only have one set?
No, I've learned my lesson. I
Okay,
have
yeah.
multiples because no joke. The other day, I'm sitting there and I was designing something and I'm finishing it up and I stood up to do I think it was to write something down. So I needed a piece of paper and I came back and no joke, it was like 30 seconds and I'm like, "Where's my hook?
Oh
Where'd
my
my hook go?
yeah.
What happened to my hook?" And I spent 15 minutes and it had
No.
flipped. It had
Yeah.
flipped off of the like I had my feet up on I don't know what they call those things, but anyway, footstool.
Ottoman.
And
Yeah.
it basically like had flipped. Something had happened. I must have put the yarn down or the
Uh-huh.
project down and it flipped and landed inside of our remote boat
Oh
behind my
my
husband's
gosh.
iPad. I mean,
Oh
it would
my
never have
god.
happened in a million years again.
Wow.
I
Wow.
can't even believe I found it, but it took me 15 minutes and I was determined. I was getting
Like,
that hook. It was going to happen.
I I did a video, I can't remember what the title was, but it was like the craziest crochet stories, and a lady sent me this story that something very similar happened with a steel crochet hook, a little small one, and she went to stand up and it must have flipped, and she stood up
Stood
and
up.
it went right through her foot, and she sent me the picture of the X-ray. It was horrible. It was the worst crochet incident I have ever seen. It was,
That
and
would be traumatizing.
she said everybody in the hospital everybody had to come in the room. They're like, we have never seen anything like this
Will
before.
never happen again in a million years, so we have to see it.
Okay, are you a pencil or a knife grip? That's a really good question.
I am a knife grip.
Me too. Me too.
because I just can't. I can't
Mhm.
with that. I don't know. My one of my good friends, she does this and she's
Yeah.
really fast too with it
Yeah.
that way, but I'm not. It's
I think I could go either way. I just naturally do the
I
knife
just
grip, but
love this.
yeah.
I do this. I mean, it's like it's just yeah, that thing just is going.
Yeah. Uh,
I'm like smoking a cigar or something. I
yeah.
don't know.
Uh,
Oh, they're gonna think I'm crazy.
yeah. Um, okay. Let's see. Okay. Do you like longer or shorter hooks? I would say the clover are on the shorter end. I don't think there's
Yeah, I would say they're shorter. Yeah, I would say they're shorter than
okay.
I do have a couple of like special ones. Uh what is her name? She makes the coolest hooks. I don't even know if I have it. Oh, this one. I can't think of what her name is,
Oh,
but
wow.
I really enjoy her hooks because
Okay.
they feel very similar to me.
Okay.
But they're so fun. This
Oh,
one's
that
a
is so cute.
leprechaun
Oh,
gnome.
yeah. This is the comparison. This is the clover here, and this is the Addie. And
Yeah,
you can see
it's a lot shorter.
Addie is quite a bit longer. Okay, so Vivian asked, what would be a good yarn to make a blanket? So what's your go-to blanket yarn?
My go-to blanket yarn is probably going to be I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby if you're doing like a medium worsted weight. I
Oh,
love Lion Brand Mandala DK, which
oh
is a
yeah,
DK weight, but I really love
so pretty.
working with that yarn a
Yeah.
lot.
I love a Karen cake too. Karen cakes are so pretty.
Karen cakes are just fun. They feel good in your hand and they're just such fun colors. So
Mhm.
yeah, Karen cakes too. Trying to think if there's a Lion Brand one that Pound of Love is really a good one to
Okay.
do
Yeah.
as
This one,
well.
the Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday Worsted, this is a great one. It's 100% acrylic. It's a worsted weight as well. It's really soft. It's really soft. It's really pretty. That's what
Oh, I love Heartland. Lion
oh,
Brand
yeah, yeah.
Heartland.
Mhm.
The sheen on that and it's a joy
Yeah.
to work with and some
Mhm.
really beautiful earthy colors.
Yeah.
So that's another
Soft.
really great blanket option.
It's so soft. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are saying Instagram and Facebook stress them out as well.
Instagram is not my happy place.
Someone asked, Elise, when are you going to come out with the best amigurumi yarn ever made? I would love to do that. I dream about like if I could make my own yarn, what it would be. Because I haven't found it yet. I have not found the yarn yet.
The yarn.
I
Then you're
haven't.
gonna have to make it.
I know. I love the yarn art jeans. I am trying because I've gotten some emails from people who are like, yarn art jeans stinks. Why are you using this? And I'm like, okay. But then they're like, try it's one called Elise Cotton Gold. And so I just ordered it and I just got it and I made a very, very small little sample. And I was like, okay, okay. It's softer, but it's also a cotton acrylic blend as well. So that was that is something that I'm trying. Um, so where to buy the clover? So I think one of the best places to buy them is at Michael's if you have the coupon and buy
Mhm.
the set. Just go ahead and buy the set because if you buy the individually, I think they're like $8.
Oh, yeah, they're way cheaper if you get the set.
Get the
Way
set, but if you
cheaper.
can get them at Michael's with a coupon or somewhere like that, then because I do think, and I bet you'd agree with me, there is a very big difference between a good quality crochet hook and a junk one.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I would not I mean, growing up, I mean, it was just metal. I used the boys or
Yeah.
just those cheapy aluminum ones, and it was fine. But then when I started crocheting a lot as an adult and started my business, it was like hooks matter a lot to
Yeah.
me. And I realized because I was starting to have some wrist pain because I was crocheting so much. and I started using these and that went away. So
Oh,
it
yeah.
can matter, and try different ones.
Mm.
But yeah, definitely. Now, Amazon also, sometimes you can get them on sale on Amazon
Mhm.
for the set.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're running right now, but I think when I bought them on Amazon, they were running around $40 for the set, which is actually really reasonable when you
Yeah.
get like 7 hooks in there or something.
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
Well, and the thing that I like about Amazon, and I know that they did this on purpose because they get us to buy more things, is that it's super easy to send things back. So for me
yes.
now, if I buy something and I need to send it back, I can just run to my UPS store, which is a
Mhm.
mile from my house, and I don't even have to put it in a package
Mm-mm.
most of the time. I just bring it and they take it
And
back.
yeah, it's here's the return ticket and they take
Yeah,
care of it.
so I think that's a good way to possibly try out crochet hooks because I do think it's really great to try different ones.
Mhm.
Um, I think there's a real benefit. I'm really glad that I've been able to try so many different hooks, because they really yeah. Okay, someone asked, "Is your chicken squish pattern for beginners?"
I would say a confident beginner could very easily do that pattern. It's mostly half double crochets. You're doing some decreases, but and I think I have some good photos on the feet because that can be a little tricky when you're doing chicken feet. But yeah, I think someone could easily do that as a beginner.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even realize, but it is 7:30.
Oh,
Our time has come to an end. I am going to put in Tanya's website so that you guys can go see all of the beautiful things that she has. She's got all these free patterns, tons. I mean, how many patterns do you have published?
I think I'm reaching close to 300 now. So
Yes. Yeah, there's so many amazing patterns. You do have an Instagram and a Facebook.
I
Yes.
do. I'm on Facebook more.
Okay.
So,
You have a Facebook group, right?
and I have a Facebook group.
Okay.
I'm not in there as often as I would like, but
Yeah.
if you want to see my new things, probably signing up for my newsletter is a great
Yeah.
option. I send out a lot of emails, usually 2 a week at least. Right now, you're getting about 3 or 4 a week. So if you want to hear from
Okay.
someone frequently, sign up
But
for
people
my
love your
newsletter.
emails. People love your emails. So, yeah. Okay.
It's a great way.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Tanya. I
Thanks for
appreciate you
having
coming
me.
on and having such a fun, cozy chat.
Thanks
I
for
feel like these are
inviting
my
me.
date nights. I don't go and do anything,
I
and I feel like
know. This
my
was awesome.
yeah,
Honestly, I kind of feel like I just got to
I
chat
know.
with everybody and just,
Yeah. Hanging
I
out with
never do things
friends.
like this. It
I
was
know.
great.
So fun. All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. I hope you have a great week and or weekend. We made it to the
It's
weekend. Yay.
Friday and it's Thanksgiving next week.
Yay.
So happy Thanksgiving,
Yes.
everyone.
All right. Bye everybody. See you in a month. Or actually, I'll be seeing you soon. Yeah. All right. Bye everybody.